Hello and welcome to an awesome review, and today we are looking at Wonder Woman Rebirth Deluxe Edition Volume 1 by, what is that, 5 different people? Greg Rucka, Liam something, Nikolai Scott, Laura Martin, and Romulo. I'm not even going to attempt your last name, and the other person was Sharp. Should have actually been able to pronounce that easily the first time. But anyways, a few things to note is, yes, again, something under the dust cover. It looks cool. No writing on the side to tell you if it is Wonder Woman or not, but I don't know. I like it. I guess it's way better than, just the black thing from New 52. I've mentioned this before. Maybe I'll make a whole video on it later. I don't know. But anyways, Wonder Woman Volume 1. Yeah, so I've never really read anything Wonder Woman, honestly. I've read the first two New 52 trades. I do plan on reading through the rest of that run. A little bit of another book. I don't even remember the name of it. And most of my Wonder Woman knowledge comes from the Justice League animated series and Justice League Unlimited. So it's a character I like. I don't have a problem with her in any way. I do plan on reading more. Just wanted to let that, put that out there. This contains issues 1 through 14 plus the Rebirth issue. I have done a review for the Rebirth issue, and I've done a review for issue number 1. Once again, I'm not gonna end up leaving it in the description below. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna forget. If anyone asks, I'll probably remember. But yeah, I've done a review on those. I don't even remember the Rebirth issue, to be honest. I did read this, in case anyone's wondering. I didn't reread the Rebirth issue, but basically, there's 2 storylines going on here, and let me put it this way. There's 2 storylines crisscrossing. Unlike Superman and Batman, and basically any other volume that I've done of these Rebirth ones, where it's a story, then we move on to maybe like a 1-shot, 2-shot story issue thing, and then we get to another storyline. No, this is issue 1, one story, issue 2, another story, issue 1, a story, issue 2, back to the other story. And from what I can tell, this has been going on up until issue around 20. So, a few things I want to talk about here. The back and forwarding does all come together, especially in the end, I guess. It was meant to kind of intertwine. That's already happening. If you're buying the single issues, you already know what's going on. For people like me who are, waiting on the hardcovers to come out, it might be a little bit annoying, to be honest. You might actually almost be better reading these as trade paperbacks, in the sense that, at least in the paperbacks, I'm pretty, don't quote me on this, I'd have to check again. Just checked it to make sure, and yeah, volume 1 is the storyline, The Lies, which I guess would be all of the odd number issues, and all the even number issues is year 1. Now, like I said, I guess all this intertwines in the end. I do want to mention that, yeah, it does, the stories from year 1 do complement the stories from The Lies, which are all, like I said, the odd number issues. So, in The Lies is basically current Wonder Woman, what's happening now, continuity-wise, it's after New 52 and all that stuff. Kind of still the same universe, I'm just saying after the whole New 52, it's not Rebirth, whatever. Basically what's happening there is Wonder Woman is getting these false memories. She's not really remembering her origin. She's questioning who she is, and she goes for help and seeks Cheetah, real name Barbara Ann, who in the year 1 story we actually meet for the first time, along with Steve Trevor and some other characters that are kind of important to the story. So it is good because, if you haven't read Wonder Woman, you don't know who Cheetah is, like kind of me, I'm not really, I know of the character, I don't really know about the character. The year 1 storyline kind of gives us a backstory on her, we get to learn oh, okay, this is how they met and everything. So that is cool, but my problem is kind of just reading it continuity wise, because, and this I think I talked about this during issue 1 when I did that review, is the fact that we're going back and forth between 2 different story arcs. So I did actually find myself kind of getting excited, reading, let's say, issue 4 and thinking, oh, that was a good ending. I want to know what's going to happen next. If I'm going to be reading this in order, I'm reading an issue of year 1, and okay, yeah, that's what happened last issue. Okay, now I'm reading this. I'm like, oh, well, what's going to happen next? Gotta read the issue of the lot. You see what I'm going there? Like, I don't know. I feel like having both stories separate like that kept me from wanting to read this full pace because I had to keep going between the two. Now, that's how they came out. It is. If you were buying it when there were issues were coming out slowly, this is how you'd be reading it. I do like the fact that it's something that kept up for a while. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's done. I'm like when looked up saw the fact that they're not doing two different story arcs anymore. Now it's just one story arc, which is cool. But I kind of wish they just went a different route, and the whole year 1 and everything that happens in the past was kind of maybe its own book, because it was a good story. We get an origin for Wonder Woman, which is good for new readers. Plenty of new readers because of the movie. Uh, it gives you an introduction to the character that a lot of people don't have, and it gives her kind of a definitive origin in Rebirth, which is something we don't have because I don't think she even had an origin. I mean, she had like an origin in New 52, but this is like us getting to witness that origin. So it is nice to have that, but going back and forward is just kind of annoying, if you get what I mean. So that is an issue with that. But like I said, the whole year 1 thing, it was good. I have no problems with it story wise. The art is slightly different from what I can tell. I think it is a different artist from the Lies story arc. I like the Lies story arc art a little bit better than year 1, but it's not too horrible. It's just it looks a little weird. It's like in the eyes or something for Wonder Woman when they do these close ups. She looks, I don't know, just something about it looks off to me. But like I said, year 1 story summarized, I guess best way to put it. Steve Trevor crashes on the island. We get a little bit of the island before he lands, but crashes there. You guys pretty much know the origin. Someone has to be picked as a champion to take him back. Can't return to Themyscira. Wonder Woman meets people, and she saves the day in a modern setting, and that's pretty much that. We do get a villain in it, which looks like he's going to be kind of the central villain of this kind of big story arc thing, which is kind of weird because I'm pretty sure he was the central villain in New 52. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think he was. But yeah, in the Lies story arc, we're finding out that Wonder Woman doesn't really remember what's going on. She can't find her way home, which is something she's been able to do, even though technically she shouldn't have been able to after leaving the island. Steve Trevor kind of gets involved in. He's on a mission, and Wonder Woman just ends up kind of being there in the area when it happens. They're kind of going after more or less the same guy with the help of Cheetah, who Wonder Woman helps to help cure and turn back to the way she was, assuming she helps her find the island. And by the end of it, it actually ends at a pretty good cliffhanger. Like the entire volume ends on a cliffhanger in the Lies story arc for the year 1 thing, which they do change the names. There's 2 different story arcs, maybe 3 actually. But in the past, it doesn't really end so much in a cliffhanger. It just kind of ends in more of a happier tone. So I am looking forward to volume 2 of this. The writing itself, not bad. Wonder Woman talks weird, but that's because she's kind of learning English in year 1. So that's that's part of her character over there. The characters in it, I don't know everybody. Some of these other government people that are higher up, don't know who they are. So that's the only thing where I'm kind of lost at. But otherwise, it's good, and I do recommend it for new readers. For very, very new readers, it can be a little confusing, but I think you won't have a problem with it if you really are like struggling and you don't really want to read every story arc like separately. Just read every other. Basically, start with I think issue 2, then 4, and so on until you're done with all the even numbers, and then go back and read from, I would say, the Rebirth issue and then all the odd numbers, and it'll be a little bit easier just because then you can read through one story arc without having to remember what happened in the last story arc. Just a thought there. But yeah, it would have been cool if they were kind of separate, two different books, like Wonder Woman and, I don't know, Wonder Woman. I think they could have just called it Wonder Woman Year One and stuck the entire story arc, not having to change it, just stuck that entire kind of. I don't know. I'm not sure what the story arc after Year One is called. I know there is one, and it's around the same time. They could have just called the other book Wonder Woman Year One and just kept that up, and that book would have been ending, and we would have had this. I get that there was a plan in writing it, and like I said, it seems like that's kind of over as of around issue 20. Still, I wouldn't have had a problem picking up another Wonder Woman book. Action Comics and Superman types of comics and Batman. Like I said, Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman Year One, two separate books. I would have been fine with that instead of this kind of crisscross thingy. It would have been nice if they did Year One before all of this and then had the other issues. But I do respect the fact, and I like the fact, that all the issues are in order. And the reason I'm saying that is because even in Detective Comics and in the Batman hardcovers, they give us the issues that are used as a crossover for, what is it, that Monsterman thing that I really don't like. I like that the issues, that they crossed over into are in the book. They're out of context, you don't know what's going on. But the fact that they're in there and they're not missing, I do like. So we're, getting every issue. It's like a true collection. It's not missing out on anything. I do like that they're doing that. Pretty much all I had to say on the matter. If you're new to Wonder Woman, it's definitely worth a read. If you want to have them separated, go for the trade paperbacks. And don't really have much else to say about it. Spoiler-wise, like I said, I thought Ares, because they mentioned Ares in the other thing, saying that she killed them. And then he's kind of like the main bad guy in Year One, more or less. And nothing's gonna happen to her. That's the only thing I don't like about flashback things, is when you see a character from the past and they're obviously in the future issues, you're like, alright, that character's fine. Nothing happened there. So there's that. I do like the fact that they're kind of discovering where, like, hey, is this the island? Is this where they came from and not where they went? The Amazons. That was cool. The weird fake Amazons, when they got to the island near the end of it, was weird. Like, I thought they were going to make an appearance when, again, the only thing I don't understand is the military lady. I don't even remember her name. But when they arrived, I thought the other Amazons may be with her, or I thought they were going to attack the helicopter or something. I really am curious on what's going on, because like I said, I haven't read any of the single issues. I'm getting this in the Deluxe hardcover. So I am really looking forward to Volume 2. And, the whole, she's kind of been committed because she literally loses it at the end. She just, like, has a mental breakdown. I'm assuming it's a mental breakdown and it's not some type of magic. But it was good. It was good. Like I said, the art for Year One kind of, I don't want to say derpy at times, but it felt kind of like that. I don't know, just something about, I'm not saying it's bad or nothing. I don't know, just sometimes Wonder Woman looked a little bit weird in the eyes. I don't know how else to say it. It's just, like I said, it's not bad art. It's just maybe, something about it, to me, just was a little bit off in that section. Otherwise, the art, I think, is amazing. But, yeah, that's my review for Wonder Woman Deluxe Volume 1. Hopefully be doing Justice League pretty soon, Harley Quinn. What else am I missing? I still need to get Nightwing and all those things. But, yeah, hopefully I'll be doing all these. I still have no idea what happened to the other Deluxe editions. I'm hoping they're still coming out, because I do want to read them. And I'm, like, sitting here thinking, okay, should I just start getting trade paperbacks now? Is Aquaman canceled? Should I just go for the paperbacks? Yes? No? I don't know. I'm going to ask the owner of the comic book store I go to, see what he says on that matter. Maybe he knows something, obviously. He has the ability to check, see what they're ordering and stuff. So hopefully I'll get answers on that and I'll let you guys know. But anyways, Hopefully the lighting and everything looks a little bit better this time. I did turn on my other light. The audio, I'm not sure how it sounds. Still not using my microphone. But I did find settings for audio. So hopefully it sounds a little bit better and everything is white balanced a little bit better. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried it's going to be oversaturated. But I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching again. See you guys later. Goodbye.